morning, everybody. I am Dayo Olujumo Ekuni, and welcome to Morning Briefing on Aspheric TV. Good morning, Uncle Musti Lala. How's your weekend?
It was okay.
Good to see you this morning, and I love your spec.
Thank you.
It looks good on you. Well, right now we'll go on top happenings, making headlines on the front pages of Nigeria's daily. I begin with The Punch. The All Progressives Congress governors and the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, will this week pick a new date for APC National Convention, which was earlier slated for February 26. The Guardian. Despite an appreciable surge in the number of new investors angling to flout local airlines, the industry is much more in a precarious zone, with operations struggling with depleted fleet capacity and low market penetration. The Nation reports that with the caretaker committee foot dragging on plans for the party's convention slated for Saturday, All Progressive Congress APC governors will meet today on the fate of the exercise. Daily Trust. 8 months after the abduction of 80 students from the federal government college burning Yari, Kebbi State, more than 10 of them are still being held by their captives despite payment of ransom and prisoner swap at different times. Daily Trust also reliably guarded that no fewer than 13 of the female students were married off to bandits, with some of them already pregnant. Hard luck. Daily Independent. The Nigerian aviation industry is set to record a huge loss amounting to 20 billion naira following the plan by the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAAN, to destroy Accident Investigation Bureau in Nigeria, AIB, and investment. Well, Daily Independent report. Right now, we're going on a quick break, and when we come back, we get to give you the news and details and also analyze. Welcome back, everybody. Uncle Mustilada, you said something last week, and I'm looking at the first newspaper that I took. That's The Punch, saying that talking about the National Convention, APC National Convention, that's slated for Saturday. Well, it's really looking like it's not going to hold, and they're going to meet today for a meeting to determine what's going to come up. Well, and you said it you said it last week that it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
If you look very well, you could see that apart from the posters, billboard that you could see in strategic locations, it seems as if there's no activity. It seems as if the party is not ready for the convention, because if you look around, there's no activity going on. Unlike the what transpired during the PDP, at least 2 weeks to the adverts and the media hyping was everywhere. You understand? For in this case now, this is a ruling party. This is the ruling party in Nigeria today. But it seems as if they are not really prepared for the convention. I don't know their game plan. We don't know their game plan. Probably they are trying to, like, at the end of the day, reach a consensus. Whatever consensus they will reach, you understand? It's not based on although the amended Electoral Act has not been signed, whereby the National Assembly now recommended consensus candidate. Though I don't know whether the consensus candidate translates down to what happened in within the inter-party itself. You understand? Even if they are going to have a consensus candidate, there must be convention. You understand? Having consensus candidate doesn't stop them from having convention. Convention is something that within the INEC mandate said, okay, political parties within you decide on your convention, and it's true from that convention that they'll produce the National Executive Council of the party. You understand? Which is a must. You understand? Well, today they will meet. We shall wait to see the outcome of the meeting. Understand? We just hope that APC should put its house together, because all Nigerians are looking towards them. You understand? What happened in the party is entirely their party affair, but it's far beyond that. You understand? It's all about the soul of the party towards the 2023 election. You understand?
Yep.
They are the ruling party. Nigeria is not, we cannot operate a one-party system, you understand? So both parties, we are operating a multi-party system whereby all the political parties must be engaged with activities, you understand? So we wish them well.
Okay. Well, the federal government has appealed to Nigerians to exercise more patience as the fuel scarcity problem continues to linger across the country. Well, the Minister of State for Petroleum, Timmy Silva, who made the appeal in his statement on Sunday, made available to newsmen by his media aide, Horatius Egua, said all concerned agencies are working round the clock to make fuel available as soon as possible. Well, he said President Muhammadu Buhari appreciates the hardship the fuel scarcity has brought on the citizens and has directed all concerned stakeholders to restore normalcy as soon as possible. With of course, this fuel scarcity is really lingering,
biting,
yes, and affecting our way of living.
Yeah,
yes.
But there's something that I want you to understand. Each time, which is not too good, you understand? It's like when you have a child and you always acknowledge that child is suffering, and you have not done anything to either ameliorate his suffering or to end it. You understand? If you observe very well, the government every time they keep on emphasizing that Nigerians are suffering, but they have not done anything to point or to disprove or to Nigerians have come to say, okay, government, they can predict this government. Since we can predict the government has not done anything whatsoever to say, okay, let's prove these people wrong. With good thing. You understand? Every time Nigerians are suffering, and another time again they will bring up a policy whereby anti-people's policy, whereby to add more problem to the already existing.
It so seems that the government are not feeling the heat at all.
How can they feel the heat? How can they? Do you know what they are talking about at all? The contest to become a mere councillor. Do you know why the contest is so hot? The moment you become a political elected politician, already the gap between you and the commoners is far wide. You understand? The stratification is so wide. You understand? So that they don't suffer anything. They don't lack anything. You understand? The Nigerians for the past 2 weeks or getting to the third week now, they are suffering. But is it the minister or is it the chief executive officer in this thing that he doesn't know how the fuel will come into his vehicle?
But there's no way you don't feel what the commoners are feeling and you understand the pain they feel. I mean, there's
some
no
of them they have don't forget that they have domestic staff.
Yeah, they do.
Some of these are domestic staff. They don't belong. They are working with them, but they don't belong in their distance. So, and some of them have listening ears. You understand? At least pages of newspapers carries information regarding the suffering, so they see it.
Well, maybe because they do not feel it, that's why it's not.
Let me digress a bit and take you a bit to the olden days. There was one certain time NLC was on strike. It was during OBJ's time. You understand? And the man is late now. He was Senate Committee Chairman on communication then. So he came back from an NLC meeting with the president when he said, look, he said he came back from a meeting in the villa, the National Assembly leadership and the presidency. He said in the heat of NLC problem, strike, the nation was almost at the grand standstill. You understand? When he came back, he told us that, look, that you know that despite what Nigerians are passing through, the meeting was held and closed. Nobody made mention of NLC strike. Then the man, he shook his head. He said, look, I pity for the next generation of people like us. That you understand what is he trying to say? The suffering, government is aware that we are suffering. And they'll keep on saying, we are doing our best to end the suffering. You understand? So, but if you look at it very well, you could see that it's always promises. That promises, what have they done to prove us wrong? When you have a child, the child now can predict you to say, okay, this is Dayo. Dayo today, tomorrow morning, she's going to spank me. You understand? And Dayo will wake up in the morning and spank the baby. By evening time, the child could still predict what you could do. That is exactly what is happening between us and the government. You understand? So government has said the situation will normalize very soon. That Nigerians are suffering. You understand?
Yeah.
We have been suffering, and we have been hearing these promises of our suffering will end, but it's not going to be the end.
Yeah.
Next time there will be some other policy again that will bring more suffering.
Well, let's go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll keep the analysis going. Welcome back from that quick break, everyone. And going on, former Minister of Defense and Kano State Governor Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso has asked Nigerians to look for a new party to rescue them. Speaking on Nigerian FM in Kano on Saturday, the lawmaker stated that the two leading political parties in the country, the All Progressives Congress (APC) and his party, the People's Democratic Party (PDP), have nothing to offer Nigerians. While claiming that the two major parties are made up of envious people, Kwankwaso said they have nothing to show Nigerians and get re-elected in the 2023 general elections. When I saw this, my heart shook because Kwankwaso is a PDP
chieftain,
member. He's a chieftain. So it's really shocked me to see him to read that he said such a thing, that the two parties don't have anything to offer to Nigerians.
You understand, if you're a close observer of our political system, you could see that political parties exist here not based on ideology but as a platform for individuals to vie and clinch offices. So because of that, you see diverse interests within political parties, and you discover that those diverse interests are at variance with one another. You understand? So when you see a statement like this coming from a frontline politician like Kwankwaso, it's an indication that all is not well within the political party. It seems as if he doesn't have
trust.
Not a matter of trust. His interest is not represented in PDP, in his party PDP. You understand? And he cannot go back to APC, because by the time he go back to APC, the sitting governor of the state is still the head of the party within the state. The sitting governor of the state, which is Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, his rival. They have been political enemies for some time now. So he cannot go back to APC. Invariably, there will be third force. Whether we like it or not, there will be third force, because people like Kwankwaso, that are aggrieved member of PDP, people that remember that APC is here to hold this convention.
Yes.
So from that convention, there will be some disagreement here and there. Some people's interests would be shortchanged. And when their interests are shortchanged, there's bound for them to, some will remain and still play anti-party. Don't forget it that, look, Oshun just had APC primaries over the weekend, you understand, whereby there was a bitter running battle between the governor, Oyetola, and Aregbesola. So, from that outcome of that this thing, Aregbesola can remain in APC. I don't see him leaving, but I foresee a situation whereby he will play anti-party. So that same scenario will still play out by the time APC hold their convention. You understand? So you see some of the party members remaining within the party and be doing anti-party, while many will pull out, and from PDP they will come together for a third force. Because
I mean, if you're to stay in the political party, you should you should have the interest of that party at heart. See, not speaking, not anti.
Dayo. That is why the political parties here, a political party must exist on ideology. That's why in the US today you could see that Democrats and the Republicans, they have been in existence for over 100 years. You understand? So they have been in existence for over 100 years. Being a member of a political party in a developed country like US, it's not something of mere you waking up to say, okay, I want to aspire for an office under a Republican, or it's something that is inbuilt, both in the way you conduct your personal life. You understand? There's this, it's more than saying like us here, whereby you wake up, today you are in APC, next month you are in a PDP. You understand? It's not easy. Something that is ideologically based. It's just like, I'm sorry to use this example, it's just like when you have a religion. That is how it is to them there. Some, they don't even, like in the US, some don't care about religion, but that ideology of a political party is here. You understand? You could see a Democrat, they are more of a liberally minded, socialist related minded, whereby these ones are capital economy. You understand? So in our own case here, our political parties are not ideologically based. You understand? You could walk in and walk out tomorrow. You understand? Because it doesn't have anything. It's all about the individual persons. You understand? Even the so-called manifestos. I saw APC manifestos. If you go through APC manifesto, we don't have reason to be where we are today. You understand? They have a very good, sound agricultural policy program. All these are just captured in their manifestos, but you discover that the party is existing. What the government is doing is completely different from what entails in the party manifestos. So you understand that whether we like it or not, the aggrieved members from here and other ones, they will still move on, form a third force.
Yes.
Whether that third force will be able to match word to word and performance with the existing PDP and APC is what we don't know. The onus is on the players. Then Nigerians will be waiting, because we are the electorate. You understand? Nigerians will be waiting to say, okay, on the day of election, we'll go and thumbprint based on how they present themselves.
Well, you're right. Presidential aspirant and the national leader of the All Progressives Party, APC, me-Tinubu, has warned those thinking of intimidating him that he is ready to get dirty. Well, the former governor of Lagos State gave the warning while speaking during his consultation with the Alafin of Oyo, Obalamidi Adeyemi, and the Olubado designate Obalekan Obalogun. Well, Tinubu stated that no matter the intimidation he faces, he won't halt his 2023 presidential election. Speaking at the Olubado designate Palace in Ibadan, he noted that succeeding Buhari is a lifelong ambition, adding that no one can stop him. This is war. I mean,
I don't expect this coming from another statement.
Yes.
It's a chief, not just a chieftain of the party. You remember, he was a former senator, a former governor, 2 times governor of the state, not just a state, anyhow state, but Lagos State and he has been the national leader of the party. You understand? So at least his statement should befit his status. You understand?
For him to say that,
probably is a metaphorical statement whereby it doesn't mean.
The layman, when a layman sees such a thing, the layman will say, this man
especially
can kill
a man with a lot of followers. You understand?
I mean,
he's not just a mere politician within the party alone. He's someone that commands a lot of respect and with large followership. You understand? Such statement coming from him, it tells a lot. You understand? It's just that Nigerians, we don't learn from mistakes of others. You understand? There is this statement that Buhari made in 2011 election. He said in Hausa, he said Kerejini Birijini. You understand? Which stands for, similar to what Tinubu is referring to today. It stands for the dog will be soaked in blood, the monkey too will be soaked in blood. You understand? That the election coming will fight it dirty. The dog will be soaked in blood, and the monkey too will be soaked in blood. Meaning what? A situation whereby you mention blood, what does it translate to? You understand? It translates to violence and a lot. You understand? So that is why you now see coming to 2015.
Will you say that it's because of old age now? He's saying this because maybe he doesn't know what he's saying. Because tomorrow, when it might come out to say he's sorry for that.
These are not mere people like you and I. You understand? Someone like Tinubu, he has a lot of staff, not just staff. His campaign train is made up of a publicist. You understand? They must have cautioned him to say, okay, sir, say this and don't say this. You understand? They are not just mere individual like you and I. You understand? Whereby if you make any mistake, that mistake is attributed to only you. You understand? Nobody will even see your mistake as anything. But we are talking about, these are figures. These are people that have followers. You understand? So, and they are coming out to fight it dirty. Although it translates to so many things. Probably it's looking at it, look, if my opponent will give me like this, I will give them like that too.
That's it.
Tit for tat situation is not what we need now. Nigerians who have been passing through a lot. You understand? Leaders, be they politicians, be they whatever leaders they are, they must remember that they have children. If they cannot remember their own children, they should remember that they have a lot of people that look onto them for voice. You understand? His followers, how are they going to take this? They will take it to mean our leader say this, and we will do it fire for fire. They must remember that we must have Nigeria first before their interest.
Because it's more of his ambition than the interest of the people.
See, unless there are things that we need to do to like douse the tension whenever election is coming. You understand? When people talk about restructuring, political restructuring, economic restructuring, and all other restructuring, when we devolve power from the center to the states, like we had in 1963, the First Republic, you will discover that the contest to occupy at the center will be less. You understand? You will discover that states will perform more duty because they are more nearer to the people. You understand? But as it is today, let me shock you with one fact. From the federation account, federal government alone take about 56% of the revenue, which means they earn more than the other two tiers, local government and the state. That is why you see all eyes is on Abuja. Everybody want to come to Abuja. But when we make it less attractive to come to Abuja, you discover that the contents will be less. You understand? And again, we need to change in our orientation of our political system, whereby accountability must stand.
Yeah.
You understand? When a elected leader is accountable to the people, he will be afraid of that office, unless if he has something upstairs to make that transformation happen.
Mm.
So, but for now, I just believe that I want to become president. I want to become president. I want to become president. You, by hooks or whatever means, I want to become president.
But that's not what Nigerians need now. We need someone who has the interest of Nigeria.
We need sanity. We need sanity in the system.
Like we said last week, we need the government to be sanitized.
We need sanity in the system. It must. Somebody say the people are being given the kind of leader they desire based on, that is, people are trying like blaming the Nigerians. But you observe very well, we are powerless. You understand? We are powerless. It happened during NSAS when some youths move out. What happened to them? You understand? So we're not saying there should be violence revolt. We're not advocating for that. But we want a situation whereby the government would be sensitive to the feeling of the people. You understand? We want a situation whereby government will say, okay, look, we are going to provide free education. I'm not saying there should be a free education. No. Let's assume that a government will say, okay, we are going to provide free education as a political party. When they put that as a campaign, Nigerians elect them, and they should be in the office and implement what they promise. So, but the situation whereby the political party would clamor something, Nigerians will give them their mandate. At the end of the day, they are doing something contrary to that, and nothing will happen. Understand what I'm saying? You promise something, and that promise you could not actualize it. And when you didn't actualize it, you will still go again. Nigerians again will still cast their vote for you. You understand? That is not how it's supposed to be. You understand? And since we could not react as people towards what the government is doing, that is why you keep on seeing the contest is becoming hotter and hotter. Somebody will call me, say, okay, he said that they give me, or we'll fight. And he's not saying he's going to fight because of your interest. No. Just because he just want to clinch that power at all costs. You understand? So that is just the problem. Elsewhere, you could say a leader will say, okay, the leader, once he stand before the public, they would, in fact, you see how the public are reacting towards him or her, because he's there for them. Only yesterday, the Queen of England, she became down with COVID. Okay. See messages everywhere. Even at the metro train station, there was message everywhere wishing her well. Because people now say that the generation of the Brits, these are people that some of them were born to meet their queen, and in Europe, she's among the monarchs. She has less of controversy. You understand? She's the head of the government. You understand? But you see that the people now accept their monarch. They accept her and see her like a symbol whereby they adore. But can we say that here?
No.
Can you say that here? Even among the politicians, one way or the other way, you say, because their selfish interests override our national interest. Our national interest that stand for you, stand for me, stand for that layman in Sokoto or layman in Aba. So at the end of the day, we have a serious problem, and that problem it need to be addressed. Before we can address it, we, the people. If you look at the Constitution of Nigeria, it starts by saying we, the people of Nigeria. It didn't say I, Tinubu. You understand?
But the way it's looking like now, it seems the government is greater than Nigeria itself. I mean, Nigerians, because government is supposed to be, because we practice democracy, it's supposed to be for the people, by the people.
I don't know whether I have told you this before. I keep saying, I said something, that if you look at from 1999 to now, we seem to have a very powerful man in the position of leadership, which is President Muhammadu Buhari. People expect so much from him because they believe that he's a powerful man and he could do positive things, wonders. You understand? If you look at him very well, there are a lot of things that he does and he's still doing that are aberration. You understand? But nobody could call him to order. I'm not saying you and I to call him to order. Who are the people that are supposed to call him to order? We have 3 organs of the government: the executive, legislature, and the judiciary. There is a concept of separation of power, but the separation of power is not too absolute. You understand? Yeah. The National Assembly, which is the legislature, they're supposed to call the president to order. They are there to checkmate what he does. You understand? But you discover that
you said our check and balance system is not really.
You discover they are most times they concord with whatever that comes from the executive. You understand? So, and it's so powerful, and nobody could say anything regarding to what he's doing. You understand? That is the problem. That is not how a democracy is supposed to work. And that is why I keep on saying that, look, Nigeria will be much better if we don't have a powerful man like Buhari again. You understand? A leader is supposed to be, do you know what a leadership be? Leadership is all about followership. You must have followers. And the yearning of your followers should be your major concern. But you look at it now, nothing like that is happening. You understand? Nothing like that is happening. As nothing like that is happening, you discover that we are every day from one problem to another problem. Take for instance this fuel situation now. Nobody will resign over anything. Government said that, look, NNPC said, look, the cause of the problem is due to importation of adulterated fuel. You understand? NNPC is the sole importer of fuel into Nigeria.
PMS.
Now they are saying independent marketers imported fuel, and nothing will happen. You understand? Is that how a democracy is supposed to work? No accountability. Nobody is being punished for anything. You understand? That is the problem.
Well, thank you so much, Uncle Musti, for that. Well, let's have a little digression. Well, Nigerian comedian Oluwatoyin Bayegun, better known as Woli Arole. Do you know him?
I don't know much about him.
Yeah, he's a comedian. It's popular. Maybe when you see his picture, you'll recognize him. Well, he has said that he was mocked and abused following his recent interview where he reviewed he washes plates for his wife. Well, Woli Arole, according to what we learned, it was featured in a few days ago on TVC program Your View, where he disclosed some of the challenges he faced when courting his wife, adding that he was always excited about washing plates for her. Well, in a new post shared on his Instagram handle, he reviewed some people mocked and others commended him over the statement. But according to the father of one, that's Arole, marriage is about companionship, sacrifice, love, support, and helping, adding that Nigerians hold a wrong perception about marriage and the entitlement to insecurity and high-level conversion over the next person. Yeah, there's this thing about entitlement and relationship.
That we can't take that away. We're Africans, you understand? How someone relates with his wife is entirely their adult. It's entirely their business.
Yeah.
But you see that in our climb here, we don't keep quiet. You understand? Especially when you have your mother as a man. When your mother is alive and she comes to your house to visit you, the first thing that she will try to observe is my son living well? She'll try to observe whether your wife feed you well.
Yeah.
If your wife, the following morning, she will just wake up to see who will wake up from your bedroom first. Whether his wife will walk out and go to the kitchen to prepare what her husband will eat. If she doesn't, she'll be boiling within her. You understand? The next time she's going back home, she said her son is lost. You understand? The son is not complaining. You understand? These are adults. Marriage is all about compatibility.
Yeah.
They are compatible living together. You understand? Our perception regarding marriage here is that of there is a way that we believe
the man is the head.
The man is the head, a male chauvinist, you understand, whereby this is a man. A man is not supposed to go to the kitchen. If you go to the kitchen, he's just to go maybe to peck his wife and go back. You understand?
And when he begins to
cannot assist his wife to do one thing or another thing. You understand? When he's doing that, although that generation is changing, you understand? It's not compared to.
But I can't really believe that Nigerians will mock him for saying that he washes plates for his wife. I can't believe at this age we are still thinking like that. Entitlement is somehow wrong in this.
The fact is that we allowed a lot of intervening variables when it comes to marriage. You understand? As a man, you newly married, you have your brothers, they are there. You have your sisters are there. At times your brothers will not care. But your sisters that tomorrow they will end up in another man's house in the name of marriage, they are the one prognosing in their own brother's affair with his wife. You understand? They are forgetting that what goes around comes around. Tomorrow again they will end up somewhere. And if they are facing similar situation, how are they gonna feel? You understand? That is the situation. People see this thing. The marriage is about the man and the woman. You understand? If the man is pleased to do whatever thing he is doing for his wife, including washing of
cooking,
everything, that is his wife. There's no anywhere that is written that look, it's only the woman that will do all the household chores. The husband too should be able to assist. And the situation whereby he is assisting, you now discover that his relations, not at times not even the relations, but the neighbors too, they tend to prognose into affairs of what is happening. You understand? If you cannot do for your own house, you know, there is this where we are getting it wrong. That perception where we are getting it wrong. Where we are getting it wrong is this: a situation whereby the man is doing, they will say he's doing for his wife. Whereas that family does not mean man alone. It's the two that bring up come together to make a family.
Yeah.
You understand? That home belongs to them. So, but what he's doing now, they'll not say, he's doing this for his wife. He has turned to woman rapper. He has turned to this. He has turned to that. Before you know how he's living his life, whether he's taking his take-home pay can even measure up or not, they will not know that. They will just say he's packing his money and give it to his wife. The wife, she's living luxury. All manner of claims. You understand? Come on, we should give people breathing space. You understand? So if it's the comedian, if he's washing plates for his wife, the wife is pleased. But where me I will not support is a situation whereby a woman is becoming lazy. She can't do it again. The husband is the one doing. I've seen such situation. A man said, okay, this guy has to wake up early every morning to bathe his children, prepare them, take them to school. Then before he will go to work, and the woman, she's not doing anything. Her own is she will sleep till after 8. So though how they start their family matters, you understand? So he made it kind of this thing to her that she's lazy, she can't do it, and he allowed her to continue like that. A situation like that is bad. Bad in this is in the case that tomorrow that man could be somewhere. He will not concentrate. He will not be focused on what he's doing. For instance, if he's in Calabar and his family are here, because of what he has been doing for the family, he cannot stay in Calabar and be free. His mind will be here. You understand? So, as men, we should as well. Yes, we like to assist our women, but we shouldn't make it look as if doing will make our women lazy. You understand? There's no way. The love, in fact, to me, I see it as part of love, whereby correct your woman. A situation whereby you don't correct her, you are misleading her.
But even if you want to correct her, there's a way you correct her, not just rubbing it on her face that you're a lazy woman.
See,
there's a way to talk, because there's a way you will talk now that there'll be fight.
There will be fight. So, I understand. You understand? In a house, at least, a situation where a man decide to correct today, tomorrow he correct, next tomorrow he correct, next week he correct, the same thing still continue. That's humanity in him, that human nature in him will come into play.
Yeah.
He will tell her to her face that, look,
you're a lazy woman.
You're a lazy woman. He will tell her to her face that, look, I regret. You understand?
You're right.
And when it comes to that, you know, that marriage is like it's going down, which is not supposed to be so. By and large, we should advise ourselves, look, we shouldn't give room to people to come into our affairs.
Because what works for you might not work for me.
You see, we are
like I grew up, my father cooks a lot.
Yeah.
He cooks for the house. I even enjoy him cooking. So I got used to it. But when I got married, I realized that this is not my father's family now.
Yeah.
This is my family. I have to be the one to cook. So what worked for my mother might not work for me.
You understand?
So people should not mock.
Let me even tell you this. If we are talking about one of the people in Nigeria that are conservative, our people, like Igala people, that are so conservative that they regard everything tradition to the extent that, look, see, a male child in Igala land is not expected to go to the kitchen. I don't know. So such mentality is being carried from that adolescent age to adulthood, you understand, you could see a lot of male husband today, they don't know how to cook, you understand. But some of us that will grow up outside our family home will learn to cook, you understand. Will learn to do laundry, will learn to do household chores, you understand. But that typical Igala man, he doesn't know how to do all this. So by the time he step into the kitchen and he's doing, there is every tendency that people, the Igala people around him, they could peep into what he's doing, and the story outside will be negative story that his wife is under the she has cast a spell on him. You understand? That is the problem. But you discover that with time, change is constant. You understand?
Yes.
The society is changing. A lot of these things that we put into and made it as a tradition and mentality is already fading away. You understand? So, and it will continue to fade away. You understand?
Thank you so much, Uncle Musti. What an interesting time today on Morning Briefing at Spheric TV. Thank you, viewers, for staying with us on Morning Briefing at Spheric TV. I am Dario Lujuwe Kuni. Thank you so much, Uncle Musti.
Thank you.
Please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media handles. Facebook at Aspheric News, Instagram at aspheric.news, and Twitter at Aspheric News. Do have a blessed day. Join us tomorrow. Bye.